I'm going a little French today.
I'm feeling it. All right, now it's time for some girl chat. And Adrian, it is January 6th, which is an important day for many. So tell us why, girl.
Guys, it is Three Kings Day, and I don't know about you guys, but I grew up celebrating Three Kings Day. It is January 6th, and guys, for me personally, I love it, and I'm definitely gonna do it with my children. We've been doing it with my nieces, because guys, Christmas does not end. It does not end that soon. We have to bring it into the new year. First of all, I can't stand a Grinch that removes the Christmas tree the day after Christmas. I hope none of you have done this. But Three Kings Day is amazing. One of the great traditions that we do is that we actually put real grass, but if you grew up in the city like me, you get some fake grass, that works too. And you put it in a box under your children's beds. And when you wake up in the morning, it's supposed to be that is the grass pretty much for the camels that brought the three kings to Jesus in Bethlehem. So you leave grass for them to eat, kind of like the cookies that we leave for Santa. And in the morning, not only will the grass be gone, parents, and because these three kings brought these gifts to Jesus, we do it that we leave them grass and then we leave gifts for the children. But they're usually more thoughtful, meaningful gifts, not so much like, you know, like an expensive, outlandish gifts. My nieces are getting gratitude journals, which they're really excited about.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
kind of
so
like
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the same way, but it's like an after celebration, like Kwanzaa for a lot of African Americans. They celebrate.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just another way to extend the celebration.
Latinos,
and it's more
Latinos
meaningful.
do Three Kings Day. And kind of teaching kids what I believe to be the true Christmas story, that Jesus was born in a manger to a virgin named Mary, and the three kings came and found him and they brought him gifts. So I think that it's definitely more biblically based, and I'm super excited to celebrate. I can't wait for my nieces to open their gifts.
Oh,
That-
great.
Glad you told me, man. If I woke up finding some grass under my bed, I would trip out. So I'm very happy that you explained to me. Because if somebody tried that on me, I'd be like, what is this thing growing under my bed?
You just leaving some grass for the camels, okay? I know something though that Lonnie would be thrilled to find one of these under her bed, because our girl is getting domestic on us. Check this out. Lonnie, you recently tweeted that you just used your air fryer for the first time and that it changed your life. So Lonnie, tell us all about your come to Jesus moment.
First of all,
with the air fryer.
I want to apologize to Jeannie. I named Jeannie Mai, because she kept telling me, use the air fryer, use the air fryer. And so I said, let me use this air fryer. It was over the break. And y'all, I put in, you know, some chicken wings. All you have to do is season it, put it into the little basket, and you put it on like 370, 30 minutes, walk away, and voila, you have lemon peppered wings. So I posted it. I got so many people all across the country saying, girl, welcome to the club. Even the next day, Octavia Spencer called me and she was like, Lonnie, I want to hear about this air fryer. I was like, girl, it will change your life. And I'm like, I'm cooking everything. And like finally, then Jeannie got mad. She called me and said, I told you about the air fryer. And I was like, I didn't know.
I did tell you.
And it's
No,
just,
no.
you know.
Pick me. It's my turn. It's my turn. I
Yes,
have been
Jeannie,
telling
go
her
ahead.
about the air fryer ever since Steals on the
Yes.
Reel has been giving it away,
Yes.
like
Yes,
2
you have.
seasons ago. So I bought
Yes.
one off of Steals on the Reel, and I could not believe how much it saved all of my health needs in my foods. I'm not frying anymore. I'm not frying things in oil. And guys, you are getting a crispy coating to things that are supposed to be crispy, like the top of mac and cheese or French fries out of even the freezer. Like,
And it's not really a
fish?
fryer.
Okay.
I want people to understand that. It's not really a fryer. What it is that it's actual
It's
air.
air frying,
The force.
hence the name.
Yeah,
It's
but
circulating
it's not, you don't.
inside of the unit.
Exactly.
And remember,
It's great.
removing radiation,
Try it.
guys. Microwaves are not good for you.
Try it.
It's pumping radiation
Yes.
into your food, which you're consuming. So you're not only getting the health benefits of it, but you're removing oil from foods that you used to have to fry, and now
Don't
you're
clog
able
your
to make
arteries.
any single type of recipe. Here's a trick too, Lonnie. If you guys want to make anything that might be falling through like the holes of the air fryer, use a piece of
Mm-hmm.
foil. So like, let's say you extra season a fish, but you want to keep that nice juice that the fish can omit. Keep a nice piece
Yes.
of foil, put the fish in, pinch it tight so you can poach it.
Ooh.
Girl, I think
Ooh.
now that you've gotten into the air fryer biz, and I would love to purchase one for you guys too, guys. Can I get you into this? I'll get a matching one for your kitchen, Garcelle.
I'm telling
I think
you.
we need to have an air fryer cook-off. Air fryer cook-off.
It's
I'm calling it right now.
it's convenient
have it.
because all you
Currently,
do
I
is literally
suck at it.
drop it in there and you walk away. You drop it in there. Like I can cook right now. Like in between, I'll put in my chicken. We'll finish the show. When I come back, it's cooked. I don't have to watch it. It's the greatest thing. It's
and in
seriously-
half the time.
Yeah, give it a try.
In half the time. And you're not wasting money, you guys. Hello, we're trying to save money. When you turn on that oven and you wait for it to preheat,
Yeah.
that's already like 30 minutes out of your day. By the time this air fryer is done, you've made a whole meal and you don't have to use all the energy from your oven. Fam, I need you to get in on this, please.
Garcelle, are you with me? I have an air fryer and I've attempted to use it, but I have not had the success that these two are talking about with the air fryer.
What are you doing
attempted
with
You
it?
said it and forget it. What are you talking about?
Quiet.
I think I'm doing it wrong.
I'm staying quiet because
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
want to burst their bubble. I have not
What
been
happened?
successful with the air fryer. Just
neither.
What
saying.
have you cooked? What have you tried to cook?
I did.
What
listen, I
is
was
not
so
successful?
excited.
What are you doing?
I was so excited. The buzz was so high on an air fryer. I even took polls from my friends saying, "What should I cook? What should I cook?" They said chicken
What did you
wings.
try to cook?
They weren't cooked. Chicken wings. They weren't cooked enough for me. I like my meat dead.
No. You probably
No.
did it wrong. What did you put the temperature on?
The highest
No,
one.
and you also need to pierce the chicken wings so that you actually get, because it's circulating air, you want to
Oh,
make sure
nobody
you get
told me to pierce
inside
anything.
of it.
I wasn't told to
So
pierce.
when you follow the recipe for the air fryer, it needs just a tad more touch, because you're doing the same thing in the oven, but you're letting it sit for way longer. You can do it half the time in
Exactly.
an air fryer. Just pierce it, and you got to make sure you turn it. Why aren't you calling me?
Please.
Why aren't you guys calling me for this, please? I've been telling you for
I'm
so
telling
long.
you,
I'm
I
gonna be
changed
slow
your life.
cooker
Kinda girl.
because you're new.
I'm a slow
but
cooker
these
kinda
other
girl.
ones, no. Adrian,
I like
you
a
should have
slow
been calling.
cooker. I do pot roast. I do that.
I'm gonna
kind of
call
stuff.
you.
Yeah.
Call me.
I got you.
I'm not
Done.
calling you.
Done.
But let's talk about something else. All right. Up
Real
next, you
fam,
guys.
if you
it
want
was
us to have a
report-
cook-off, will you please comment below? Please comment
It's
below
not
if
a
you want an
cook-off with
air
an
fryer
air
cook-off, not only
fryer.
so you can learn recipes, but also you can see who's the better air fryer cook here. Please, and go ahead, drop in the comments below who else you vote is gonna be the best air fryer cook. Mama Nilda
Jeannie's
cannot help
setting
you,
herself up.
Adrian. Mama Nilda cannot help you. Leave Mama Nilda
Hilarious.
out of it. She doesn't know.
May I move on?
Mom, fine.
I love it.
Okay. So up next, it was reported this week that actress Zoe Kravitz has filed for divorce from her husband, Carl Glusman.
So sad.
Just after 18 months of marriage, I know. And fans of Zoe, Instagram began to suspect that it might not be an amicable breakup. So that's because Zoe recently posted a meme to her IG story alluding to her throwing Carl out of her life like trash. Now, the trash bag said, "People, places, and things that no longer serve my greatest and highest good." And it wasn't just Zoe. Her soon-to-be ex deleted all the pictures of his Instagram, except for 2 pictures, one of which claims in 2020 was a, quote, eye-opening year. Now, this got me thinking, ladies. I mean, how do you feel about people posting cryptic messages about their business on social media? I believe we've all had it. We've all done it. I know for me, I was dealing with somebody that I felt like showed me who they were. So the next day I posted, when people show you who they are, believe them. So I believe we all do it here and there. What do you guys think about that? I'm kind of sad that their marriage didn't last. It started off really romantically. A friend of hers set them up, and they were at a party. He showed up, and it's kind of sad after only 18 months. But what do you guys think? I think something drastic must have happened.
I think obviously you never really know what happens inside of a marriage, but I think it always is harder when it's not an amicable breakup. I mean, we've seen other people that have somehow been able to show love and respect to one another. Obviously, the originators of the what is that? We are, man, when Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris, from Coldplay.
Oh, uncoupling,
and Chris
conscious
Martin.
uncoupling.
Yes,
Conscious uncoupling.
consciously uncoupling. And that's worked out really well for them and their family. I've always loved great examples of them. But another couple that's divorcing that I thought did a beautiful job at this was Tyrese Gibson and his soon-to-be ex-wife, Sam. Did you guys see this? I thought that
Yeah.
this was a really
Mature,
respectable, mature,
thoughtful.
kind. Yeah, and I think his birthday was maybe 2 or 3 days later. And she again said how grateful she was for him, for being the father of her child. And it was just really beautifully done. I think that has been a great example of how you can choose to end a relationship and still show love and respect to that person. What I will say is, I don't think Zoe was just being petty. I think she was being reactive. I think this was a reaction to him removing the post that he did for her birthday. Did you guys see that he had written this beautiful post to Zoe for her birthday, telling her that there wasn't anything he wouldn't do for her and how much he loved her? And I believe that he was the one that initially removed that post, and this may be a response to that. But I don't know. This is
I
just
think
me.
so.
But he removed all his
But something
posts.
drastic happened. Something
Yes.
happened.
But he removed all his
and-
posts. He only put up 2. He only had 2, and one was about the sunset with, and then there was another one where he was in the doctor's office with his leg. So he had removed all of his posts. So I don't know. My thing is this: if you got to be careful what you put out there on social media, because people want to scream about privacy, and then when they give it to you, then you start doing this, then this makes people question, and then we start talking about it on the real. So you gotta be careful.
That's right. We will
at
talk
the end
about
of the
it.
day,
Put it
like,
out there. We'll talk about it.
To me, there are 3 times in life where you do not mess with the woman when she's going through it. Number 1, when she dyes her hair red. Number 2, when she's wearing a high ponytail. And number 3, when she goes through divorce. Those are just moments for women. You just leave her be. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Adrian's
I've
got a
had
high
so many
ponytail.
friends when it's
This
just
thing
when
is
they're
tight.
feeling themselves, there's a ferociousness that comes from a woman where you're like, take your time, sis, whatever you need. And a divorce is one of them. You cannot speak about a divorce unless you've actually been through it. The range of emotion, when I was going through therapy, my therapist helped me understand it more by relating it to a death. When you go through a death, there's so many different emotions from just not believing what's happening, losing different friends, seeing parts of your life having to be deleted from your memory bank. And then questioning this person that you slept beside. There's so much that happens. So no matter what, when somebody's going through it, it's so mean to judge somebody when they're just going through a real emotion. I even myself, if I'm honest, when I look through past episodes of The Real during that year when I was divorcing, I see sides of Jeannie that was not me. I really see sides of me that were bitter.
Wow.
And then there was animosity. And then there was also just bad work days where I could just feel I wasn't into dancing with the audience. I wasn't into being happy and cheery because maybe I just got a letter from my lawyer where he was saying or doing something that I didn't feel was right. And so there's a lot of emotions that go through. You've got to really understand people's space in that time because you don't know.
What do you think about the memes, the public memes?
It's all,
I
it's
think
just how you
sometimes when
come out
people are
yourself.
going
I know
through
with
things-
you guys, I made certain jokes. I made certain, they may not have been public, but I absolutely made certain jokes where you're like, okay, Jeannie's going through it. It's a rough one, Yeah. And so you just
Marcel,
gotta-
what about
and
you?
Public memes, you just want people to see that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
I think
over
we
that
can all,
with you. Woo, that was a lot.
Tell me, girl. I'm back to eating.
You know what?
I'm
I
back to
just
being
wish
happy.
I wish them the best.
Everyone is stuck at home during the pandemic. People have been FaceTiming with each other more than ever, but not everyone loves that. Recently, Twitter user Boost in Effect went viral when he tweeted, FaceTiming someone out the blue is the equivalent of showing up at their house unannounced. So ladies, you picking up my FaceTime if I call you?
Let me just say this. I'm so happy we're talking about this. Don't FaceTime me without texting me first to see what I'm doing. The only person I'm allowed to do that is my kids. But let me just say, Miss Love over here has FaceTime me twice without checking with me first. And I picked up your FaceTime call. So now let me just tell you, Don't you ever do that again.
Wait.
Oh, don't worry, I won't. Don't worry.
Melody.
The only people
Wait.
the only people I do that for. No, hold on. The only people I do
Hold
that
on.
for now is my best friend of 30 years, Monique. Hello, Monique.
Okay.
And also Roderick. I FaceTime him. I only FaceTime you that one time because I know you were isolated and you were sick. So I said, well, let me do
Checking
that.
on
And it was a fun time. But I normally don't do that. So
No,
I
we
don't
had
do
a good
that.
time. No, we
Yeah.
had a good time.
Yeah.
I think
Wait,
it's
I
funny,
have
though,
a
that
question,
people,
Garcelle.
just because we're in a pandemic doesn't mean that we're available to everybody 24/7. I need you to say,
But wait,
I could
Garcelle.
be in the bathroom. I could be doing all kinds of things.
Well, then just don't pick it up. My thing is, I feel like if I FaceTime you, I just don't pick it up. You're busy.
What's
like a
happening
phone
between
call.
the courtesy text? What's happening between the courtesy text and then you deciding on whether or not you're going to pick up the phone call? Are you getting ready? Are you like what? Are you putting makeup on?
But we're
Like,
not
what
going
do you
anywhere. I'm
do?
not getting ready. I just think that that's
Right.
like coming to someone's house without calling them. That's like coming to someone's
But
house
you're not
without...
having to clean your house because we don't see your house.
It's not about the house.
She don't want you to see her
It's the-
face.
It's not
Say
about
that
the house.
then.
It's like
Is that it?
no. I just don't want you to cold FaceTime me. I want to know that you're going because maybe I'll be comfortable. Maybe I'm cooking and my hands are dirty.
It's
whatever.
some people that are like that. And there's some people, I look at it as just a phone call. I love for people to FaceTime me. I love when Jeannie
Yeah, but-
FaceTimes me. I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
Yes.
But you know what you don't like?
all the
You
time.
don't like it when Israel tries to FaceTime you at 7 o'clock in the morning on Thanksgiving.
7:30 in the morning on a
Like
break.
waking up Lonnie, talking about Happy Thanksgiving. I was like, what are you doing? The woman is
You're on a
asleep.
3-hour time
Go
difference.
ahead.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
See, that
So
was
wait,
See,
you guys
okay,
don't
I
mind?
beg to differ.
You guys don't mind
I
anybody
believe
FaceTiming
that-
you anytime.
But see, I believe, Garcelle, that when someone FaceTimes you,
Yeah.
they believe that they have that relationship with you where they're cool, like you're
Correct.
girlfriends, where you could hit each other up, or they want
get that.
to have that relationship with you. When Adrian
Yeah.
hits me up on FaceTime, I think, especially when Adrian hits me up without makeup, especially when we send each other's videos.
There's a
without
level
makeup.
of
That's when we're
intimacy.
being real. Where we're being
Right,
like,
which is
I want
why
you to
I
hear
was
from me,
cool
and I
with
don't care what I
Lonnie
look
calling me like that.
Exactly.
I was cool with Lonnie calling me like that.
Because you picking
the
it up
question-
says, I'm cool with you and I don't care how you see me. Even if I'm in the bathroom, I'm gonna put it over here. And that way you know, like, I wanna hear your call. I'm not gonna pass you up.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Wait a
wanna-
minute. Here's the question, though, Jeannie. How are you FaceTiming now? Because you're on an Android, right?
Okay, well, I wanted a moment.
Oh.
I wanted a moment because I knew Adrian was gonna give me the look. So, Adrian, I caved.
There
wait.
it
You got an iPhone?
Jesus is real.
Wait.
No, I always
Okay,
knew he
I've
was,
been on
but this is
Samsung.
proof.
I've been on Samsung since way back, like T-Mobile Sidekick days. And to all my Samsung users out
God
there, to
answers
all my friends
prayers.
out there, I still have my Samsung and I use it for camera, but I will tell you that I had to FaceTime because during quarantine, you guys, I miss FaceTiming people. I gotta see people's faces, and I hate adding everybody to WhatsApp. So Jeannie Mai,
Yo! This is me and Jeannie's last conversation. I'm gonna scroll it up a little bit. Yo, she just went from green to blue. Can you see that? No, you can't see that.
wait,
Yo, she
and
went
my
from
favorite.
She went from green to blue.
I know. And look
Yep.
at this.
See it.
Tamara, her text is, "Happy birthday,
I'll
my
take my
dear."
brightness down.
Wait, it went blue. Is this an iPhone?
Welcome
I
to the
know.
club,
That's
Jeannie.
hilarious.
Welcome to
From
the
green to
club.
blue.
Okay?
Welcome, Jeannie. I saw this article on the New York Post, and I couldn't wait to get your take on it. Okay, it's about how parents who have children before they get married are shortchanging their kids and setting them up for failure. According to the
Whoa.
article, countless studies show that children do better when living in married households. It also found that only 29% of people nowadays believe being married is important when you have kids. So it even goes on to mention that children of divorce are more likely to experience health problems and have lower graduation and unemployment rates. So ladies, what do you think about this? Do you think that all couples need to be married before having kids? I can tell
What
you
year
how
was this
I
article
feel.
printed in?
You know, I get what
Was it
you're saying.
recent?
I know where you're going, but I feel there's a traditional thing to it for me. Like, even if I hear someone in our family just had a baby and they're not married, I will go up to my kids when that person is not around and go, but that's not how God wants it. And I know that's like kind of ridiculous. I just feel like traditionally, I'm not saying you can't
Being
do it, but
honest.
for me personally,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like for it to be the traditional way you get married and you have kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're living in a different world and it's not like that anymore, but that's how I would like my kids to go moving forward. And even when I was getting a divorce, I remember crying to my niece Marie, just going, you know, but I really wanted us to be a whole family. And she goes, you weren't brought up in a whole family. Why do you feel like that's the only way? And when she said that to me, I was like, you're right, but I don't know why. There's just a thing about it for me that I feel that parents should be together, but only if the parents are happy. I'd also think that staying just for the kids and you're unhappy and dysfunctional is also not healthy. To each his own, but for me, I like the old-fashioned way, if you can.
Well, they were saying that this was actually an American problem, and if you look at the statistics, statistics of unwed mothers is higher in the United States than in any country. This is how I feel about it. I think that I'm not talking about once you get into a relationship. I'm talking about for young women that are having children. And this is an American problem. It's not a cultural problem. It's an American problem. I think we're starting to glamorize baby mamas. And there's an issue that we don't want to talk about in this country. We don't want to talk about
Because you don't want to
this
come across
issue.
judgmental.
Exactly. But there is an issue
To each
with
his own,
the fact
ultimately.
but it's harder. I mean, let's you know, I grew up with a
harder.
single
Being a
mother.
single
It's
parent.
harder when you don't have that. It's harder. And
Yes.
so I hope that if you are a young lady, that you will try to look for a partner that y'all can work together. And it's not about being apart. You know, it's about, you know, living in the same household. It's something about, you know, your children seeing a man and a woman
That's
or
what I
two
mean.
people together, being together,
Working
raising
on it.
together. It's just easier.
Yes.
It's a lot easier.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want to be very sensitive because I know how some people feel, but I feel like in this country, because of certain music and things like that, we're glamorizing, oh, I'm a baby mama, you know, or I got a baby by so many fathers, or this man has a baby by so many different mothers. And I don't know if that's necessarily good for the child. I'm thinking about the child. The reason why I didn't
I
have
hear what
children
you're
is because I knew
Yeah.
I did
I
not
agree
want to
with
be
you,
a
Lonnie.
single mother. That's
Right.
it. That's all.
I hear what you say.
I didn't want to be
when
a
it
single
comes
mother
to
either. Nobody
the-
signs up for that, you guys. Nobody signs up. One of the things that I have a really hard time with being a single mother, when my kids are sick and they're with their dad, and even though he says you can come over, it's not the same thing as like staying up with them in the middle of the night and
Together.
feeding them, bringing them soup. So I'm just saying it's not something you want to just elect to do because you want to do it. It's the cool thing to do. If you can have two
Yes.
loving parents in a household together, I think that's
Yes,
how it
but
should be.
I don't think the focus should be put on. I don't think the focus should be put on whether or not it's okay to have a child after you get married, because then it seems like the marriage itself, the piece of paper, is important. No, when you have children between two people of any gender, any lifestyle, whatever you want to call each other, life partners, it's about whether or not your commitment is sacred and serious to have that child within your life, and you know what the home and the upbringing is going to be like for the child. I just want to say that I absolutely agree with you, ladies, that a married couple is going to provide a better stability for the kids. Not only is there stronger income from both parties, I think statistically, kids in married relationships, they come with the lesser chances of poverty, better education. But
Yeah,
I
these are
don't
the
like the
statistics,
focus.
the facts.
Right, but I don't like the focus promoting marriage to promise that that gives you stability. Because I have a lot of couples
Very
in my culture where they think to stay married, even though they're very toxic in their relationship and it's not good for the kids, that because they are married and they have kids, you then have to stay married, when really the best thing is for them to separate or be divorced in order for the kids to thrive in a
100%.
healthier relationship.
Yeah.
Or to expect that if you get married, that means that the kid is going to turn out great. So the relationship isn't so dependent on the plan for the child and the co-parenting strategy if things were not to work out. Because I think that even if you get married, you should talk. What is the plan if we have this child if we don't work out? And I don't think a lot of couples have that discussion.
We're talking about something
that is so important.
We're talking about
Yes, but I just want to say
about
that walking down the aisle doesn't just promise that you're going to have a perfect family stability for the child. And I think a lot of
100%.
cultural beliefs think that.
Well, that, of course.
I 100%. I think that what we're saying is when people are actually planning for their lives and what they want, what's ideal, what is something that they're planning. And I think what Lonnie was saying is a lot of the times now, because it is somewhat glamorized, there are young women that are intentional about having children out of wedlock.
Yes.
And what we're saying is that may not be the best thing for the child or for your future. This is just my opinion. I obviously grew up in a Christian household, so for me, growing up, I always wanted to have children inside of a marriage because that's just what I was taught. But I think that there's a bigger picture to this that is outside of, just religion. But I really do believe that in life and as people, when we are intentional and we invest time and energy into a commitment, that we tend to take better care of it. And that's in anything. That's like if you save your little hard-earned money for a pair of Jordans, you're not gonna be walking
Do
around
you think
creasing them
life partners
sneakers.
can do that?
Wait.
So
Do you think life partners
this is what
can
I'm
do
saying.
that with the
I
same
think
intention
if you
and
took
commitment?
time, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think if you took the
Okay.
time and the effort to invest into somebody and your relationship, and you literally went, you found somebody, you put time into them, you decide you want to marry them. You then take that time, you go to find a ring, you search, you find this ring. There is a reason why there are certain ways that people do things, because it gives them the time to think things through with the proper steps that leads them to saying, oh my gosh, I'm 100% sure that I want this commitment with this person, and that ultimately that will lead to it's a commitment. It's money involved. It is a whole wedding. It is children. And you think these things through, because that then leads to the biggest commitment in life and the biggest attachment to someone is having
Being
a
a parent.
child. And I don't think people recognize that. I know guys that'll say, I have a baby with her, but I don't want to marry her. Yo,
Yeah,
you can divorce
that's
someone
what I'm
and
talking
never
about.
talk to them ever again. You can divorce, Jeannie, I'm not
Can't
being
do
rude,
that
but you
with a
never have
baby.
to talk to your ex because you
Nope.
don't have a child with him.
We don't have a child.
But if you did have a
Right.
child, but if
Right.
you did, that is an attachment for life. That is graduations, birthdays,
Yes.
weddings, baby
Yes.
showers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Forever. And I don't think
Yes.
that
And
we're
that's
teaching
what I'm
our
talking
children
about.
that is the greatest commitment
Yes.
of all.